Hello everyone and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today we're going to see game 2 of a 3-game set between the Cubs and Phillies. The Cubs so far have played 4 games of this 9-game homestand and they are 1-3 at the moment. They really need to start turning this around during this nice long homestand. Well, let's see what today's game has in store for us. The Cubs are going to send lefty John Lester out to the mound. He has yet to win a game. I think that a lot of that is due to the 5.73 ERA he's carrying so far. He'll be making his 5th start today. Be up against Zach Wheeler of the Phillies, who is 3-1 with an ERA of 2.38. That is less than half of what Lester has for an ERA. Well, today's game, it's a little bit warmer, 50 degrees outside, the wind blowing in from right at 11, exactly like yesterday's conditions pretty much. So, let's get this game started. John Lester, pretty effective his last time out. Let's see if he can build on his success from his previous start. Lester facing the Phillies. Cubs come in at 12-14. The Phillies stand in here in first place in their division at 19-7. Lester looking in. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a leadoff home run for the Phillies center fielder, Quinn. That was a 1-1 fastball. Quinn turned on it and drove it out to the seats in left field. And the Phillies are up 1-0 just that fast. Andrew McCutchen is now going to be the batter. Lester still looking for his first out of the game. That's a little tapper over to third. Bryant has it, throws to first. McCutchen doesn't really have the speed that he had 8 to 10 years ago. And Bryant is able to gun him down at first. JT Realmuto is going to be the next batter for the Phillies. With a full count, Lester comes to the plate. That'll be a base hit into left. That's going to get all the way down into the corner. Schwarber chases, throws it back into the cutoff man. Realmuto stands into second with a double. And the Phillies have a runner on second, 1 out, and Bryce Harper is the batter. 2-strike count to Harper. Lester looks in. Here's the pitch. Pops him up on the infield. Contreras comes out. Lester actually calls him off in a show of bravery out there on the mound. And Lester makes the catch for the second out. Hoskins now the batter with a 3-1 count, a runner on second. Lester with the pitch. Hoskins hits it the other way. Hayward has a long run, but he gets there to record the 3rd out. Well, Phillies score 1 on the Roman Quinn solo shot and lead the game 1-0. Jason Hayward is going to be the leadoff hitter again for the Cubs today. He waits for the pitch. Hayward smacks it into right field. That's going to one-hop to the wall. Hayward rounds first. He's heading to second. He slides into second with a double, and Hayward has just led off the game with a 2-base hit. David Fletcher now will be the batter for the Cubs. 1-1 count to Fletcher. Fletcher hits it into the gap in right center field. Hayward is going to come around third. He is going to score. Fletcher heads into second. He makes a big turn at second. He's heading for third, and he slides into third with a triple. That is an RBI triple for David Fletcher. He's been due. He's had a pretty rough go of it the last week or so. And the RBI triple for Fletcher ties the game at 1. Rizzo now the batter with still nobody out. And the go-ahead run 90 feet away. Rizzo pops it up in foul territory. It looks like the catcher is going to have that, and he does catch it in front of the backstop. Well, Baez now the batter with 1 out and the runner still on third. 2-2 count to Baez. Here's the pitch. Baez swings and misses. Strike 3. 2 down now for the Cubs. Fletcher still standing on third, and Bryant is the next Cub batter. 1 ball count to Bryant. Bryant hits it hard out to the seats in right center field. Bryant got all of that one. The Cubs now own a 3-1 lead on the Bryant 2-run homer in the bottom of the first inning. That one measured 416 feet. And Schwarber now will stand in for the Cubs with 2 outs and a full count. Payoff pitch to Schwarber. He strikes out swinging, and Schwarber is retired for the 3rd out. The Cubs score 3 in the bottom of the first inning. They retake the lead against the Phillies 3-1. Gregorius now will be the batter. He will lead off the 2nd inning for the Phillies with a 2-1 count. Lester with the pitch. Ground ball to 3rd. Bryant has it. Throws to Rizzo. 1 down. Segura now will be the batter for the Phillies with a 1-1 count and 1 man out. Lester with the pitch. Ground ball to 2nd. Fletcher has it. Throws to 1st. 2 outs now. Ryan Schimpf will be the batter. He will be batting with 2 outs and nobody on in a 2-2 count in the top of the 2nd inning. And he is the strikeout victim on a cutter. Lester retires the side in order in the 2nd inning. Cubs now go to the bottom of the 2nd with a 3-1 lead. Almora with the leadoff batter for the Cubs in the 2nd inning. He flies out to right center field. It looks like that'll be playable. Harper tracks it down for the 1st out. And Josh Fegley, who, interestingly enough, is starting to play the David Ross role and catching all the games that Lester pitches in, will be the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Full count to Fegley. Here's the pitch. And he strikes out looking on a pitch that is on the outside corner. Lester now the batter with 2 outs and 2 strike count. And Lester strikes out swinging. That is a slider for strike 3. Cubs go down in order in the bottom of the 2nd. We go now to the top of the 3rd. 3-1 Cubs. Lester will pitch to the opposing pitcher Wheeler with a 1-2 count. Little soft liner to short. It gets under the glove of Baez and into left field. Credit Wheeler with a nice piece of hitting. He gets it out in left field for the single. And now Quinn is the batter. Hit a home run his last time up. He'll be heading with nobody out, runner on 1st. Full count to Quinn. Lester with the payoff pitch. That is hard hit out to the gap in center field. The center fielder disappears into the ivy. Almora throws his hands up. It looks like that is going to be a ground rule double. And Wheeler holds at 3rd. Quinn has to stop at 2nd. Almora made the right play out there in center field for sure. Probably saved a run. But now McCutchen is the batter with nobody out and runners on 2nd and 3rd. 2-2 count to McCutchen, and the ball gets away. That is a wild pitch. The run scores from 3rd. Quinn advances from 2nd to 3rd, and now this is a 3-2 game. Full count to McCutchen. Here's another payoff pitch. McCutchen lines it out into center field. Almora has it, and he throws home, but it is not in time. That play was very, very close. Almora was running in to make the catch. He fires home. However, Quinn is safe, and the game is tied at 3. Now there is 1 out and nobody on base with a 2-2 count. Lester comes to the plate. Strike 3 swinging on a fastball. Real Muto strikes out, and Harper is the next batter. 2 outs, 2-2 count, nobody on base. And he grounds up the middle. Baez is there, throws to 1st, and that'll retire the side. Go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Phillies score 2 runs and tie the game at 3. Hayward now the batter against Wheeler with an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Hayward strikes out swinging. Strikes out looking. He did not swing at that pitch. He was frozen by the fastball at the knees. And Fletcher now is the batter with one out and nobody on. One strike count. Here's the pitch. Hits it on the ground to first. Hoskins has it. Throws to the pitcher, covering first. Wheeler has it for the second out. Rizzo now will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the pitch. Rizzo hits it high into center field. The wind is going to blow that one back in. And that is going to be the 3rd out of the inning as Quinn makes the catch. Go now to the top of the 4th in a 3-3 tie. Lester will face Hoskins, and he throws a cutter on the inside part of the plate. Hoskins swings and misses for strike 3. Lester now pitching to Gregorius with 1 out and nobody on. Here's the pitch. That is hit high in the air to right field. Hayward coming in, and he puts it away for the second out. Segura now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. A full count to Segura. And that is ball 4 inside. Lester threw that one way too far inside. Segura was diving out of the way. Didn't even offer it the pitch. So Schimpf will be the batter now with a 1-2 count. And that will be a steal. Segura has 4 steals on the season, and it seems like opposing teams are kind of taking a lot of liberties on the bases against Wilson, well, against Fegley today, but against Contreras in other games. 2-2 count now. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 swinging, 4 strikeouts for Lester, and the inning is over. The Phillies strand a runner. We go now to the bottom of the 4th inning in a 3-3 game. Baez will lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 count. Baez swings at a pitch that is way inside, but he hits it out to the warning track in left center field. Quinn ultimately gets there to make the catch. The Phillies center fielder puts it away for the first out. Chris Bryant now the batter. Excuse me. He has 4 home runs now in the season, and Bryant will bat with nobody on and 1 out. 2-0 count to Bryant. Here's the pitch. Bryant grounds to third, diving play, but then it's thrown away. It goes down the right field line. Bryant ends up on second on the throwing error, and Schwarber will now be the batter with the lead run in scoring position and only 1 out. Let's see if Schwarber can get anything done in this situation. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Schwarber hits it on the ground to second. That'll have the effect of a sacrifice. Scored a fielder's choice, 4-3. Segura throws out Schwarber at first for the second out. Almora will now bat with the lead run 90 feet away and 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Almora skies it out to right field. That is not going to get the job done. Harper has it, makes the catch, and that is the 3rd out. Cubs strand a runner on third, going on to the top of the 5th inning of a 3-3 game. Lester will face Wheeler to lead off the 5th inning. 1-0 count. Wheeler hits it out to left field. I think Schwarber is going to be able to get to that one, and he does catch it in front of the warning track for the first out. Roman Quinn now the batter for the Phillies. 1 out, 1 ball count. Lester with the pitch. Ground ball to second. Fletcher dives, stops it from getting into right field. However, he is not able to make the play at first, and Quinn has an infield single. McCutchen now the batter with 1 out and 1 man on. Lester with the pitch. McCutchen hits that one hard out into the gap in right center field. McCutchen is heading for second. Almora has it. He throws it back in. McCutchen is heading for third as the runner scores. McCutchen is safe at third. The Phillies now have retaken the lead. They are up 4-3. McCutchen with the RBI triple here in the top of the 5th inning. And 1 out Runner on third, Real Muto now will be the batter. Lester comes to the plate, and they intentionally walk Real Muto, which will bring up Bryce Harper. You just intentionally walked somebody to get to Bryce Harper. I can't begin to explain that particular piece of strategy. All right. I guess they feel like that Harper must be very susceptible to the lefty-lefty matchup against Lester. Let's see how this turns out. 1-2 count, and Harper hits it all the way out onto Waveland. He clears the bleachers in right field. There was never any doubt about that one. Harper with a 3-run bomb, and the Cubs now trail 7-3. Fantastic piece of strategy there to make sure there was an extra runner on base when he came up. And that will be the end of the day for John Lester. Lester's line on the day, 4 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 home runs allowed. Alec Mills will be the new pitcher for the Cubs. He will face Rhys Hoskins with 1 out and nobody on. Phillies have already scored 4 runs here in the top of the 5th inning. And Mills strikes out Hoskins on a 1-2 pitch. He will now face Gregorius with 2 outs and nobody on. 1 ball count. Mills comes to the plate. Ground ball to third. Bryant over to Rizzo, and the side is retired. We go now to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Cubs are trailing 7-3. Fegley now the batter with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Fegley hits it weakly over to the right side of the infield. He is going to beat that out. He just got an infield single to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. And the pitcher, Alec Mills, will be allowed to hit for himself. I guess maybe this is a sacrifice situation? Let's see what happens. Yes, Mills lays down the bunt, and the throw goes to first. I guess it's better than a double play. So Fegley goes to second. He is now standing on second with 1 out, and Hayward is the batter. 2-1 count to Hayward. Hayward chops it over to second. The relay goes to first, and that will be a fielder's choice. Hayward is retired at first. Fegley advances to third. This is not a very good long-term strategy because the Cubs are going to run out of outs before that runner gets all the way home. David Fletcher will now be the batter with 2 outs and a runner 90 feet away. 1 ball count. Fletcher waiting for the pitch. Fletcher hits a ground ball to first. Hoskins throws it over to Wheeler covering first, and the 3 consecutive ground balls caused the Cubs to be retired in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, we go to the top of the 6th now. Phillies still leading 7-3. Alec Mills is going to continue to pitch for the Cubs with a 2-0 count to Segura. And he strikes out on a check swing. Mills now will face Schimpf with 1 out and nobody on. 1-2 count. Mills comes to the plate. Strike 3 swinging. That is 3 strikeouts for Ryan Schimpf today. Mills will now face the other pitcher, Wheeler, with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a 2-1 count. Ground ball to second. Fletcher has it, throws to first, and the Phillies are retired in order in the top of the 6th inning. We go now to the bottom of the 6th with a 7-3 Philadelphia lead. Cubs are going to send the 3-4-5 batters up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Full count now to Rizzo. Wheeler with the pitch. And he walks Rizzo to lead off the bottom of the sixth. Well, Baez now the batter. Runner on first, nobody out. 0-2 count to Baez. Baez hits it on the ground, second to short to first, and there's the double play. Cubs are adding to the Illinois GDP by grounding in all these double plays. Bryant now the batter with nobody on and 2 out. 2-1 count to Bryant. Bryant smacks it into left field. That's going to drop in front of McCutchen for a base hit. Well, the Cubs have another base runner now. Bryant is on first with 2 outs, and Schwarber is the next batter. 1-2 count to Schwarber. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Schwarber is retired for the 3rd out. We go now to the top of the 7th inning. 7-3 Phillies. Mills coming on for his 3rd inning of work. He is going to face the top of the Philadelphia order, leading off with Roman Quinn. Here's a 2-2 count. Mills with the pitch. And he strikes out Quinn on a pitch that is low and away. Nice pitch selection there by Mills. McCutchen now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Mills looks in. Here's the pitch. That is hit well out to center field, but there's going to be room to make the play. Almora goes back, pulls it in on the warning track. 2 outs now for the Phillies in the top of the 7th inning. And JT Realmuto will be the next batter for the Phillies with an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Mills retires the Phillies in order in the top of the 7th. We go now to the bottom of the 7th inning with a 7-3 Phillies lead. And our guest conductor today for the 7th inning stretch is going to be the one and only Barack Obama. Albert Almora will be the leadoff hitter for the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Cubs will send the 7, 8, 9 spots up. I would guess that there will be a pinch hitter for Alec Mills, but who knows? David Ross has a tendency to surprise us in these situations. So 1-2 count here. Almora hits it on the ground to second, throw to first, and Almora is retired for the 1st out. Josh Phegley now the batter. He will be batting with a full count and 1 man out. Phegley hits it on the ground to second. Again, the throw goes to first, and again, the batter is retired, and the Cubs now have 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. And Ian Miller, the new flavor of the day for Cub manager David Ross, I feel like he pinch hits with him first off the bench anymore. Ian Miller is going to bat with no runners on and 2 outs and a full count in the bottom of the 7th inning. And he hits it up the middle. He is earning the trust of David Ross every single day. Miller gets a single, and that brings up Hayward. Cubs are going to need some base runners if they're going to get back in this game. 1-1 count to Hayward. Hayward hits it to short right field. That is not going to be a useful out. That is going to actually be the end of the 7th inning as Hayward flies out to Harper in right. And now we go to the top of the 7th with a 7-3 Philly lead. And Bryce Harper, who recorded the last out in the 7th, is now going to lead off the top of the 8th. The Cubs will bring in Trevor McGill to face Harper in the top of the 8th inning. 1 strike count to Harper. McGill looks in, and here's the pitch. Harper hits it hard out to right field. That is going to 1-hop to the wall. Harper heading for second. He is going to slide in with a double. And Harper has just led off the top of the 8th inning with a double. Hoskins now the batter with nobody out. Harper standing on second. Full count to Hoskins. That is going to be hit into the gap in left center field. Harper is going to come around third. He will score. Hoskins slides into second with the second consecutive double. And now the Phillies own an 8-3 lead. McGill will pitch to the batter Gregorius with nobody out and a runner on second. 1 strike count. McGill comes to the plate. And there's a ground ball to second base. The relay to first, and that's the first out of the 8th inning. Hoskins advances to third on the fielder's choice. Segura now the batter with the runner 90 feet away and 1 out. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Segura grounds over to short. Baez has it, throws to first. They concede the run at home to record the second out, and now Schimpf will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. Phillies now have a 9-3 lead. 1 ball count. Here's the pitch. That is popped up down the right field line. Hayward has a long run, but he gets there to record out number 3. We go now to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Cubs trailing 9-3. Wheeler coming out for inning number 8 of work. David Fletcher will be the first batter for the Cubs with a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fletcher pops it up in foul territory, third base side, and the catcher, Realmuto, puts it away for the first out. That is going to bring up Rizzo with 1 out and nobody on, and the Phillies will now bring in a relief pitcher, Nick Pivetta, to protect the 6-run lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. Rizzo with a 3-1 count waits for the pitch. Pivetta comes to the plate. Low, ball 4. Rizzo draws the walk, and Baez comes up to bat now with 1 out and 1 man on. Full count to Baez. Swing and a miss on a pitch that was way outside. Baez waved at that one, but he couldn't have hit it with a 29.5-foot pole. Bryant now the batter. Runner on first, 2 down. Cubs trying to get back in this game, and Bryant hits it hard out to center field. That is going to be high off the wall in center field. Bryant is going to have a double. He is heading for third. Actually, he's going to slide into third with an RBI triple. Rizzo comes all the way around from first to score, and the Cubs have scored a run. They now trail 9-4. Schwarber now the batter with 2 outs, runner 90 feet away. First pitch to Schwarber. He pops it up to center field. That is not nearly as well hit. Schwarber flies out to the warning track. Quinn catches it in center field, and the inning is over. We go now to the top of the 9th. Cubs get 1 back, but they still trail 9-4. The Phillies are going to send up lefty Neil Walker as a pinch hitter for the pitcher's spot. He will face Cub right-hander Trevor McGill, who's staying in for his 2nd inning of work. 1 ball count. McGill looks in. Here's the pitch. That'll be a ground ball to short. Baez has it, throws to first, and Walker grounds out. 6-3 for those of you keeping score at home. Quinn now the batter with 1 out and a full count. Nobody on base. And a big swing and a miss. And that is strike 3 for the 2nd out in the top of the 9th inning. McCutchen now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch to McCutchen. Here it comes. McCutchen grounds out to short. Baez over to Rizzo, and that is the end of the top of the 9th inning. We go now to the bottom of the 9th. Phillies hanging on to a 5-run lead. And they bring in Ranger Suarez to pitch to the Cubs in the bottom of the 9th. He will face the 7, 8, 9 batters in the Cubs lineup. Almora will lead off for the Cubs. 2-strike count on Almora. Suarez with the pitch. Ground ball to third, sharply hit, but right at the third baseman. Schimpf throws to first, and it looks like Schimpf was injured, but he stays in the game. 1 out now for the Cubs, and Josh Fegley, the batter, against lefty Suarez. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And he grounds to second. Easy play, second to first, 2 down. Cubs are down to their final out. They're going to send up Contreras to pinch hit for the pitcher's spot here in the bottom of the 9th inning. I don't know why he couldn't have been used in a pinch hitter in one of 18 other situations earlier in the game when a pinch hitter might have been called for. But here he is now. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, nobody on. Cubs trailing by 5. 0-2 count to Contreras. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the Phillies win the game 9-4. Phillies score 9 runs on 9 hits, commit 1 error. The Cubs get 4 runs on 7 hits, committing no errors. The Phillies improve to 20-7, while the Cubs fall to 12-5. The player of the game today is Roman Quinn of the Phillies. He went 3 for 5, hit his 5th home run of the season, scored 3 times, drove in a run. All around a pretty solid day. John Lester is tagged with the loss. He manages to ratchet his ERA back up to 7.18 and drops his record to 0-4. Both those numbers are going in the wrong direction. Zach Wheeler logs win number 4. He threw 7 1/3 of 6-hit 3-run baseball with 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. Well, thank you for listening, and check in next time for some more replacement player baseball.